Landing party of one, I'm down. Scotty, lock on these coordinates. I'm only going to be down here for a little while. Hey, I had to beam down here. I'm working for the Federation. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of like from the future, at least in this video. The United Federation of Planets kind of selected me to be their music archivist because they really came to the determination that vinyl was actually the only permanent archival music storage medium. You know that CDs and MP3s, they degraded after about 75 years, and they said, well, we intercepted that Pioneer 10 probe that was launched back in 1972. You know, the one with the gold disc on it? It was actually a metal record, and that was the only thing that lasted. So they said, oh, we'll have you be our archivist and save all this great music on vinyl. But anyway, I got some stuff to show you. Got a lot of compilations and stuff like that. What do I got on the turntable here? Oh. Got a lot, like I said, compilations, instrumental stuff. Vince Giraldi Trio. Very cool song. I don't have anything else by him, but I'm really on the lookout for it. This was from a compilation record there. I'll come across that later. But here's a bunch of stuff that I've accumulated. This is not in great shape, but I got the Surfin' USA album by the Beach Boys there. It's in halfway decent shape. This was kind of like, I think they were kind of capitalizing on the popularity of John Denver back in the early 70s, but this was the Mitchell Trio, the Chad Mitchell Trio beginnings. Of course, you know that after Chad Mitchell left that group, John Denver joined that one. This is Bent Fabric, Alley Cat. I think this is one of the first songs I remember hearing that was current on the radio, and I was probably very, very young. I was probably maybe only like 3 years old or something, but I remember this record being a big hit on the radio back in the early 60s. I'm not really a huge fan of hers, but this would look like an early record by her. Promises, Promises, Lynn Anderson. It was in excellent condition. I got something by Dean Martin. I got a few by him. This is Hits Again. I think I have a little Dean Martin. Everybody should have. This is probably a famous record. This one's in halfway decent shape. It's the only one I have by this guy. I got Moon Dance by Van Morrison. Nice find. This is some offbeat record that maybe a tourist bought when they were on vacation in the West Indies. It's Steel Band Carnival. So if you're in the mood for like steel band music, I mean right now this is a tropical summer up here in Wisconsin, and you're thinking like the tropics, you're thinking like this kind of music maybe, I don't know, and maybe some tropical drinks too. By the way, I forgot my beer. And this was actually made in Trinidad by some company called International Recording Company Limited. So kind of a curiosity there. It's a solo record by Boss Skaggs. Of course, he had a lot of hits in the 70s. There's some offbeat thing I don't know anything about, but I kind of knew Bossa Nova was kind of like a fad back in the mid 60s. So this is Chris Connor. I don't know if you can hear this. That's that famous Quiet Village. Martin Denny. What else we got here? This is kind of a mood music record. Music for reading. One of those late 50s kind of experimental records, I guess. I've got an early Frank Sinatra record here, The Voice. I got this Go With The Ventures. I think most of Ventures records at this point. This is a band from my area, Waukesha, Wisconsin. One of the members recently left this band and went solo, but anyway, this is a still sealed copy of the Bodines, Go. This is kind of, I think this is kind of a folk group, these three women, the Roaches, or Roches, I don't know. So that's kind of nice. I like folk kind of. This is kind of a famous record, or it was a single. Of course, it was Johann Sebastian Bach hit the top 40 in the early 70s. This was Joy, Apollo 100. I know other people have come across this record. This is like in excellent shape. I always like that. I got Dwayne Eddy, another Dwayne Eddy, Lonely Guitar. I got some Cheap Trick. I got Dream Police. And got Gary Wright. Is that Light Smiles or something? I got one of these kind of low budget offbeat records by Somerset, one of those cheapy companies where back in the 60s they sold these records in the checkout lines of like the grocery store that you might have went to. This is gypsy music from all over the world. Thought it was kind of funny. This is a live record I used to have many years ago. One of the better live records, I think. Get What You Play For, REO Speedwagon. I don't know much about this lady. I think she's country-ish. Helen Cornelius. So I thought I'd check that out, check her out. This was actually, I think, the only compilation of this group, but it was actually marketed by one of those companies that marketed records on TV. This is Adam 8's, the Adam 8 limited compilation of Tommy James and the Shondells' greatest hits. It's a nice collection of his stuff. This is kind of a funny thing. It's not in great shape, but it's kind of an instruction record. Play guitar with the Ventures, and it includes. It says how to play by ear. This is actually volume 3, but it's got kind of a little booklet thing in here. I'm just going to show you real quick. It's got like all the basics, how to play certain songs, stuff like that. I thought it was kind of neat. It's on Dalton, which was their company. I got Bobby Gentry here, Touch 'em with Love. That isn't the Ode to Billy Joe record. This is one I showed when I made my little how to hang vinyl records or whatever. This is a latter period Donovan album. Haven't played this one yet. This is kind of a fun record, like an early 60s kind of mood music record. David Carroll and his orchestra. You can see that there. Let's Dance. I kind of like that cover there. This guy's a folky guy, I guess you call him. Folk balladeer maybe, I don't know, Glenn Yarborough. I have several of his records. Another one here for Emily. Famous kind of country piano guy here, Floyd Kramer, country classics. Kind of like that kind of music. Another one, Class of '71. This one is a compilation. Now we got a bunch of compilations. This is the Best of 66, Volume 1. It's still sealed. So maybe I'll open that one up at the very end here. This is kind of a cool record. It's a soundtrack, the music of Cosmos, that famous kind of series Carl Sagan produced. That was in like 1980. Remember that? Some more classical stuff here. Dvorak or whatever, New World Sympathy. I just don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Dvorak. Midsummer Night's Dream, Mendelssohn. It's on Angel Records. This is kind of like a jazz, kind of like a cocktail loungy kind of record here. Sweet September, Pete Jolly Trio. I played this. I like this record. Here's a classical guitar guy, Julian Bream, Andres Segovia. Classical guitar music. Some more kind of Russian symphonic dances music there. Leonard Bernstein, the egomaniac. I consider him to be egomaniac. Here's some Baroque, Bach and Handel, some Baroque kind of classical music there. That era of classical. Some more classical Grieg, Edvard Grieg, greatest hits. Some kind of German folk music there. Schlagers, that just means like hits. This one I kind of wish this was in better shape than it is, but it's one of Neil Diamond's, I think. I mean, Neil Diamond was never what you consider a really edgy performer, but this was kind of an edgy record for him. It was in between the Bang Records era, and then between Bang and then when he went to Columbia, he spent some time in Uni Records, which was actually then became MCA. But anyway, this was kind of a cool record. This is Velvet Gloves and Spit, and it has a couple tracks that were kind of hits that I never hear on the radio. Brooklyn Roads, that was kind of a well-known record, and another one I can't recall here. It's got a really oddball track in here called the Pot Smokers Song, and maybe in a future video I'll actually play this track. You have to hear this to believe this record, this track. But anyway, that's Velvet Gloves and Spit. Here's kind of another one of those kind of freebie records. Chevrolet on the Move. I don't know if you maybe bought this at like a car dealership or whatever, but anyway, Glenn Campbell, Burt Bacharach, Dionne Warwick, some of their stuff here. I got the Chi-Lites Greatest Hits. They had some well-known tracks in here. Best of the Bee Gees, a lot of their 60s stuff there. Not really a fan of hers, but these were like in excellent condition, so I picked them up. Connie Francis, more Greatest Hits. And Greatest Hits, first one. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Here's another kind of oddball, kind of instrumental record. Some kind of a collection of bluegrass stuff here. I really liked this duo. They were like from the Stax Records, that kind of R&B era. Best of Sam and Dave on Atlantic. On Monument, of course, Roy Orbison was famous. He made all his famous records, singles here. This is his greatest hits on Monument. It's in halfway decent shape. Here's another compilation, original winners of 1964. The only reason why I bought this record is it has, where's that one? Now I can't think of it. Oh, that novelty one, Leader of the Laundromat by the Detergents. That was kind of a parody of Leader of the Pack. Here's another kind of a offbeat instrumental collection here. Telstar, Bill Justice. This is a very cool record. This is on Stax. This is Memphis Gold. And it's got Sam and Dave. It's got Otis Redding's version of Satisfaction, the Stones single. Some other stuff by Otis Redding. I'm going to show you the disc real quick. See, it's got the kind of Stax label there. Kind of plain looking. See, my background music stopped playing. Oh well. Here's Golden Goodies, Volume 17, the original hits. And this is the one I was thinking of just a minute or so ago. This has got a record called Hey Schoolgirl by Tom and Jerry. Now you're thinking, okay, Tom and Jerry, who are they? They were actually Simon and Garfunkel. That was they had this duo and they kind of made this pop record. That was their first minor success in recording. It's a kind of a neat song too. Here's a compilation, and Columbia Records really didn't make many compilations, but here's another one of theirs. It's got like the Buckinghams, the Byrds, All I Really Want to Do. It's got Moby Grape, 805, whatever that was. I can't really recall what that was. It's got Paul Revere and the Raiders, Simon and Garfunkel, 59th Street Bridge Song. And it's got the Yardbirds, For Your Love. So it's got kind of a neat mix of what they had out on that label at that time. Here's another one, the Motown Sound. 16 big hits. Of course, it's got a lot of the famous groups there: Jimmy Ruffin, Marvin Gaye, Four Tops, Junior Walker and the All Stars. Fun record there. One of these K-Tel records, 20 power hits. It's in excellent shape, so I picked it up. What's it got here? It's got a couple tracks that I really liked. It had Sweet Mary by, I think it's Wadsworth Family Mansion. And it's got a version of Love the One You're With, not Stephen Stills, but I believe it's the Isley Brothers version of that. And Ocean, Put Your Hand in the Hand, if you remember that one. So I like that record. This is the one that I've been playing, Great Instrumental Hits. It's got some great cut tracks on here. Like I said, it has the one Vince Guaraldi trio there, Cast Your Fate to the Wind. What other ones did it have in here? Mason Williams, Classical Gas. I finally found a copy, a record of that's a great instrumental song. So I'm glad to get that one. This one was kind of a real racy cover. I'm only going to show you the front of it. But I got Ohio Players' Honey. And if you've ever seen this record, it's kind of, well, pretty racy photography in there. I haven't played it yet. I got a couple Cheap Trick in here. One on One. And what's this one here? Lap of Luxury. Not really a big Cheap Trick fan, but they were in excellent shape, so I picked them up. And I got Elvis. This is kind of a repackage of some of his early stuff. Rocker. And then I have an original Elvis. I don't know if this was a compilation or whatever, but this is Elvis for Everyone on RCA. In the back it's got like just about, everything he did, I think, up to that point. Last but not least, I got someone else has shown this record. This is the Buckinghams. This is kind of a retrospective of them. I think it was called Made in Chicago or something. So I hope you enjoyed all those, and boy, I hope this. I hope the Enterprise is still locked on to me. I gotta let Scotty know. I gotta let him beam up. Now where's my cell phone communicator? I know I left it down here somewhere. Okay, here it is. Ah, shit. Scotty, are you there? Are you locked onto me? I'm still in the same coordinates. You know, that's Scotty, man. He's such a piece of work. He's obsessed with his engines. All he talks about is the engines. Anyway, right, Scotty?
Up your shaft.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm ready when you are.